episode 14 of the Geek Perspective. I am your host, Roy. On today's show, we are discussing The Perfection, the movie that everyone is talking about. So, in case you guys notice, we're at a undisclosed location. We are all outside today, so if you hear people in the background or if you hear wind, it's just Derek. So don't worry about it. But we're all together today, hanging out, and so we're doing a live show together. So what's going on, fellas?
What's up, Roy? How you doing, man?
I'm pretty awesome.
So we'll just say this now. Tom almost wanted to kill me for getting 11 hours of sleep today. A new record for the year.
I've slept 11 hours this week. He slept 11 hours last night.
That's freaking awesome. So have you guys watched anything good lately, other than what we're talking about today? Any good shows, movies? You've been watching Swamp Thing, right?
Yes, I was going to say that I am enjoying it. Yes, I know it's been canceled, but they are releasing the episodes. Another one dropped last night. I'm really liking it. Like I said, I'm a Swamp Thing fan, and it's a dark take on it. I enjoy it. But we'll see where it goes. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of stuff. What about you, Dirk?
Last night went to go see Toy Story 4,
Nice.
the final movie of the franchise.
And they all died, right?
You can't kill a Disney main character.
Why not? Says who?
I'm sure they've done it, but not very often. But it was a very good movie. It is sad. If you're emotional, bring a tissue.
Oh Jesus, one of those things.
Oh, I also I mentioned it last week, but oh, this season of Handmaid's Tale on Hulu, excellent, guys. Check it out if you're a fan. It's not really geeky comic book stuff or anything like that, but it's so good this year. The parallels and the stuff that you see happening right now in the world, it's just so poignant. So yeah, do yourself a favor and check it out on Hulu.
Nice, nice. Also, I want to let everybody know if you're liking this video, if you like our videos, like, subscribe, follow, comment on our videos below, and tell us what you think. Good, bad, the ugly. We want to know. So, to move on to our next subject, Rhode Island Comic Con, just so everybody knows that the volunteering page is up from what I hear. So people that are volunteering that might watch this show, you can sign up now. Also, the hotels, you can book your hotel, book them now, book them as soon as possible because they will go fast, and you don't want to be left out. And I think it's better staying there personally because I have a long drive as opposed to you guys. You guys live
20
a little
minutes.
closer,
Yeah, about
so
15.
so it's not a bad thing though. So yeah, so if you want to sign up for Rhode Island Comic Con and volunteer, now's the time to do it. So, and speaking of Rhode Island Comic Con, we had some big announcements coming up this past weekend. And Michael Cutlitz is coming back to Rhode Island Comic Con. I don't know if you guys have met him. Real awesome guy. I got a chance to work with him. Looking forward to seeing him again. Come down, see him. Awesome guy. We get some awesome celebrities.
This
Yeah,
is
we
going to
do.
be an expensive con for me. I say that every week because you keep announcing more people. And like,
Derek says this every year. Never mind every week.
Yeah.
Well, I regretted not getting his photo or autograph the last time he came 2 years ago, so I'll probably get it this time.
Well, I actually volunteered and I got to volunteer with him, and he offered me a free photo. If you look at my Instagram page, he took a bunch of photos with me, for free, which was really cool.
Nice.
I'm not a photo person necessarily, but somebody wants to give me a free photo, why not?
Yeah.
What could it hurt? So yeah, he's coming, and we had just got announced a big wrestling personality is coming, big one.
Huge, guys.
Huge.
Huge.
We will
Very
discuss that
exciting.
more next week. And also, The Walking Dead is sending a huge character. So tune in next week, and we'll talk more about these two people. And
Well, don't be afraid to comment and guess if you want to try
Yeah,
to guess
yeah.
who it is.
yeah, if you come in and guess, maybe you'll win a prize.
Yep.
You never know. Maybe Derek will give you his autograph.
It's pretty.
It's purdy. So, all right, everyone. So we're gonna get into this, The Perfection. You guys watched it.
Yes.
Yes.
It was a good movie. I actually liked it. Um, it was a Netflix movie. It was released on May 24th, 2019 by Miramax Films. It was directed and produced by Richard Shepard. And in case you guys don't know who he is, I didn't know who he was. And his other credits he has to his name is Ugly Betty, Dirty Rock, Salem, the TV show. I don't know if you ever watched that show. That
I
was a
did.
really good show.
Yes, I saw a couple episodes.
In the Twilight Zone 2019. Those are his other credits, which is pretty impressive.
Oh,
it's
All
pretty-
big,
I
all
wanna
big shows.
I want to see that Twilight Zone. That's the Jordan Peele,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard great things. So
right. Um, and he's also a producer. And other producers of the show were Bill Block and Stacey Reese. And Richard Shepard also wrote it along with Eric Carmelo and Nicole Schneider. So yeah, that's a pretty good cast of characters there for writing, producing, and starring in the show was Allison Williams, who was in Get Out.
yes,
And I'm watching the movie. I'm like, who the hell is this? She looks so familiar to me. I'm like, why is it familiar to me? And then I realized, oh,
she's great.
yeah,
She's great.
I
yeah,
looked up like
awesome.
every single stuff, like all the cast members, like they all looked familiar to me. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, what else were they
It-
in? And
right.
I'm like, oh, I know almost everything.
This is a known
Like one of
cast.
them was in Lemony Snickets.
Yeah.
Oh, I never saw that.
Not the Jim Carrey one, the
Oh, okay.
That's what I was about
the
to
Neil
ask.
Patrick
Yeah,
Harris
yeah.
one, and that was good.
Yeah. Oh, you guys should check that out. And she plays Charlotte. Molly Grace played the young Charlotte, and Logan Browning plays Lizzie, and she's from Dear White People. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was like, looks familiar too. Now I know Dear
Never saw
White
the
People.
show, but I know.
Oh, it's about you. So you better watch it.
Yeah, I know. Wait a minute, who you calling? What?
Derek.
Damn it.
Which is also another show on Netflix. Check it out. Mila Thompson plays a young Lizzie. Stephen Weber plays Anton, the head of the music academy.
Mhm.
Elena Huffman plays Paloma, Anton's wife. Graham Duffy plays Jeffrey, and Eileen Tian, I hope I'm saying her name right, plays Zing Li. So it's a good cast.
Yeah.
I felt it was done. Casting was done very well, and so the few people who haven't heard of it or who haven't heard much about it were under a rock. This was supposedly a horror thriller. I don't call it horror at all. I call it more of a thriller personally. It did have some gory parts, so I think that's why some people are calling it a horror. Again, I don't buy it.
But I didn't even think it was over the top because some of
Yeah.
it even looks censored for something that's rated MA.
Right. I don't know. I think it was either the studio hyped it themselves or people that watched it were crazy. But basically, it is about a musical prodigy who, as a child, has to leave her school to take care of a sick mother. And as an adult, she ends up coming back and reconnecting with her former mentors at the academy. And she meets this new, talented, pretty hot performer. I think we all can agree. And to me, the movie actually picked up steam from there. To me,
Yeah.
after that point, it was kind of like, all right,
Yeah.
this is how this is gonna go, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I feel
Same-
like they needed to build up a little bit of
Yeah.
story.
Right. You're right about that. But I was like, because even when I was going to watch it, it just didn't look like a movie I'd want to see.
Yeah, like I had read like the reviews
Yeah.
and stuff, and same feeling. At first, I was just like, "Oh, is this gonna be super slow and just like a brooding sort of film?" But now it picks up steam right after that, and then it goes into high gear. So I agree.
So this movie is definitely not for everybody. I think we can safely say that. And I'm going to read a critic review that I thought, to me, sums this movie up like perfectly. This is what he wrote: "The Perfection is part horror, no, thriller, mystery, and part revenge movie. And yet it never seems as if the film is doing justice to any of the themes it dabbles with." And that's kind of how I felt about the movie. I liked the movie more than I thought I would. It got mixed reviews. Some people loved it, some people hated it. Some people said they were vomiting from watching the movie, which you should be watching these movies if you're vomiting. But anyway,
I yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it was, yeah,
We'll talk
I'm
about
gonna
it
guess
more.
that's
yeah,
what-
exactly.
We'll talk about it later.
You know, people say they're getting invisibilistic. That's all foolishness. And you know, if you feel that way, don't watch the movie. You know, it's asinine. People are stupid. But yeah. So let's get into more of that vomiting thing.
Yeah.
You know, I when I heard that, I'm thinking either the studio's saying this stuff or people are just idiots. What to do?
Well, I figured like the reaction, because we'll talk about it for a little bit. Like there's a part where, like there's one part where the character, one of the characters does throw up. So like maybe if that's your reflex to seeing somebody throw up,
Mhm.
that could be why.
Yeah,
But other than that, I didn't think there was like anything really squeamish about the movie.
yeah,
Yeah, there was a couple parts that
Well, like when they showed there was bugs in it, maybe
yeah,
that part. But
the bugs without giving away too much. But I like you said, Roy. I mean you know, every what is it? Maybe every 5-10 years we hear about a movie that does that, like people
Yeah.
passing out in
Yeah,
theaters
yeah.
and running out and
Oh,
riots
so
breaking
horribly.
out
Yeah.
and just like the sky is falling type shit. And you know, it's usually never the case. I mean, maybe back in the day, because like when movies were newer and stuff, like I remember my mom telling me she saw a Rosemary's Baby in the theaters. And there had never been a movie like that at the time.
Right.
So there was people getting up and walking out. But you have to take into account movie, it was still new. You know what I mean? Like back then, like TV and everything, it was still coming into exist. I mean, yeah, it'd been around for a while, but it wasn't like the golden age or anything
Right.
like that. So yeah, anytime I hear that, like I'm always super interested in the movie because I love horror. And then if someone's gonna have make me have that much of a visceral reaction, I mean, I'm all for it.
Well, let me
But
ask you guys: do you guys consider it a horror movie?
um, I do now because my definition of horror has broadened over the last 5 years.
What's your definition?
Oh god, it's super broad now. I mean, I, I say I could go super in depth, but here's how I feel about horror. If the director calls it horror, then I believe him. I mean,
What?
I mean, that's I
no,
mean,
see, like I didn't feel this was horror. I felt it was more thriller.
yes,
Yeah.
Because like if I'm thinking horror, I'm like thinking more like paranormal y stuff.
okay, like a paranormal
Not like
activity or
like paranormal activity, like something with ghosts, demons,
Yeah.
like stuff like that, monsters.
your more traditional
Yeah,
horror.
more traditional horror. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, see, my definition's broadened because now, like, suspense thrillers kind of fall into the horror. Look at the stuff that Jordan Peele's doing, and I've said it on here a couple times. His last two movies are probably two of the best and most important, quote unquote, horror movies of the last 10 years.
Those are more horror movies than this movie.
Yes, they are. But going back to maybe 10 years ago and how I defined horror, I wouldn't consider those straight horror. I just wouldn't, because there's suspense, there's thriller, there's a little action. But now all those things get tied into horror. So
Well, here's my
Yeah.
definition of horror:
okay, yes, please.
blood,
Okay,
gory,
okay,
and I'm talking like Friday the 13th, Halloween, um,
So like a little bit of slasher.
yeah, like
slasher. But that's not like genre, you
Mhm.
know. I think if you have blood and gore, that lends to me more of a horror movie. Now, I think a movie can have some horror scenes and not be a horror movie.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's where this falls in, me personally. But you know, which is why I love thrillers and horrors and sci-fi, and because everyone can have their own perspective of what they consider horror or thriller or sci-fi or paranormal.
hmm
Like everyone can have their own,
Yeah.
which you could debate this to the end of time.
Nobody's right. Nobody's wrong.
Oh no, I'm always wrong.
Well, it's funny because you know, a friend he doesn't really like horror. A guy I work with, and he did it, but when I went and saw what was Jordan Peele's one that just came out this year? Not Get Out,
Us,
Us, and I was just like, I was talking, and I said it to you guys too. I was like, one of the best horror movies of the last 10 years, and he he has a very distinct definition of horror, and he just looked at me almost with a disgusted look, and why is it horror? What kind of? And I'm trying to explain to him, and I'm just like, okay, so he where my because I'm a huge horror fan, my definition of horror has evolved over the years to let other stuff in. A person that's not super into horror has a pretty static sort of definition, and it wouldn't really fall into it. So yeah, it was funny because he had like I said, a disgusted look. Like, what kind of horror is it? And just like, and I'm trying to explain it, and it's hard to explain if you've seen Jordan Peele movies. I mean, they're horror, but you also know why they're hard to explain,
Right.
why it's straight horror. So yeah, I agree. Everybody has a different definition, and that's how it goes.
That's how it goes. The word of the day goes.
Hmm.
What about you, Derek?
For what, describing this movie or just my definition? 'Cause
Either
we're
or,
just-
whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about the trees blowing, the leaves, the cars in the driveway. Whatever you want to
Nah.
discuss, whatever you want.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like if you want to take it like even simpler for like a defining like your own version of horror, like, did the movie scare you?
Yeah,
Probably the most simplistic way to look at it.
yeah.
Because, like, I mean, some slashers like I'll consider horror because they're just really bloody violent,
Hmm.
but some slashers I might not because I
It's
felt like it was
stupid and-
just dumb and I was
Yeah,
like,
it was
oh,
like,
this is.
really. Yeah,
They tried to suck at this movie.
we should make a horror movie ourselves.
I
We should do like a horror short.
we totally could, because I mean, especially
should-
with horror, it doesn't need to be high budget anymore. So I mean, if you
We should
guys
just film
want
at
to,
this
I'm
alleged
down.
house that you say is haunted somewhere in Bridgewater, but you can never get into because you just can't
What?
contact the person like on your
Oh
Bridgewater.
yeah, well, in case people don't know, I don't know if people listening know me. I'm a paranormal investigator also, and there's a house that we've actually investigated. We help with a haunted walk. You should come actually. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd be down.
We do a haunted walk. It raises money for charity, and the woman who runs it, my paranormal team helps her, and we go through Bridgewater, and I've learned so much history of Bridgewater and Massachusetts through doing this walk, and Bridgewater is a very haunted town. And in Bridgewater, this house that Derek's talking about, I know this is becoming a long story for some stupid reason. There's a house that's very haunted. We've investigated twice. We've gotten some amazing evidence, and Derek was just pointing out that like the woman's very busy, and some stuff has happened, and we're talking about going back to investigate, but we haven't been able to hook up because she's a very busy woman, a lot of stuff going on, and but we might be getting back in there at some point. I haven't talked to her in a while, so. But anyway, a lot of hauntings in Bridgewater. It's very very haunted place, but we'll see that for Halloween. We'll do a Halloween special maybe on it.
Yeah, man.
But yeah. So what do you guys thoughts on the movie itself? Like overall, what do you guys think? Like, would you watch it again?
I feel like I would more likely to watch this one than the last one that we watched, The Dead Hooker in the Trunk. I feel like this one was a lot better. I felt like the story was better.
But this is where
For
I
me-
want to push you off the porch because it's you can't compare the two. And I only say that because Dead Hook in the Trunk was made by people like us.
No, but I'm saying like
You
I
know
know,
what I mean?
like I know like everyone's
This is a
version
big
of difference.
budget.
Yeah.
If you look at the girls' movies since, I'd probably say those movies are better than this. Me personally, but you probably haven't seen them. But
Probably not.
I that they have big budgets but yeah. So don't compare it to this, punk. But I know what you're saying though. Yeah, it's
But like as far as like scripting, I felt like it was really good. Like you said earlier,
Yeah,
like, the cast was really good.
I was when I saw the previews and I was thinking about doing this movie for this review, and I was like, do I want to watch this stupid movie? It looks so stupid, but I love the twists and turns. There were a couple, and it gets when I said when the guy, the reporter, said that the film never seems to do justice to any of the themes, and that's where we're talking about whether this was a horror or not. There are scenes where theoretically it could be considered horror. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give anything away. Um, but it happened so fast. It was kind of like, to me, as a horror fan who's seen, I've seen some Asian Japanese horror movies that would blow people's minds, and to have this stuff happen that happened was cool. But the problem is, it was so quick and done. It was like you couldn't enjoy it almost. It was kind of like boom, 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 it happened. And it was like, ooh, that happened, and then it's like you're on to the next scene already. It's like, whoa, that's why I wanted to repeat this critic. It's it's a shame, um, but be, in spite of that, I still like the movie. You know, and but I wouldn't watch it again. Though the girls are pretty hot though. I'm all for a good lesbian scene.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're guys, so we're all gonna agree that we're probably gonna watch those scenes.
I'll watch those things right now. I would,
I'm sorry, I'm not in on this conversation. I said, "Oh yeah," but
He
was-
just processed what we said.
I was shocked he said that. I was like,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, they're having that conversation. You all know me. I'm not in on that.
It just caught me off guard because like when we said like the fan service on the anime stuff, like you backed out that a little bit, but you said, "Oh yeah," for this real quick.
I know. I was like,
yeah,
is he daydreaming?
Yeah, I was. I was because y'all know I don't talk like
He was
that,
lost in thought.
All right. Do you guys have any final thoughts of? The
well,
movie
yeah.
itself?
Well, so I didn't really say what I thought. I liked it. I did. It was it the best movie I've ever seen? No. Was it the worst? Obviously no, because I liked it. But it and I said earlier, I don't believe people were running out, or if they were, I mean, like Roy said, you should maybe go see Toy Story 4 with Derek, because I don't see that. But yeah, I liked it. Would I rewatch it? Not right now. Maybe in 6 months, possibly a year, because I have a terrible memory. And yeah, I'd rewatch it. Derek said he liked it better than Dead Hooker in a Trunk.
Linda says, please, Roy, you and your lesbians.
Oh, jeez.
I love lesbians. I can't help it.
But they don't
Lesbians
like
are my
you.
people. They love me. I'm a lesbian lover.
Oh boy, guys. Oh boy.
Hey, aren't you a lesbian? I'm a lesbian.
No, I mean, oh well. So yeah, so I like I said, I'd rewatch it in 6 months. Like they said, the actors were great. I thought the actors were all good. Steven Weber's great. The all the females were excellent. They were very attractive. Like they said, yes, there there were lesbian scenes. So yeah.
Guessing Tom turned away for those.
No, of course not. I mean, like I just want to make this clear, guys. I am super supportive of whatever your sexual orientation is. I don't care. Bunch of my family members are gay and lesbian and stuff. That's why I say I just don't like to talk about those things because I think it's personal to people. And with everything going on in the news right now, I don't want to be adding to the conversation of objectification of women because there's a war on women happening right now, and yeah, that's just how I feel. So I just stay away from those things. But yes, I'm supportive of LGBTQs and everything like that. So just to make that clear, that I'm not uncomfortable because I'm like anti-homosexuality. Because that is not the case. I have a theater major. Yeah, I used to do musicals, guys. So,
yeah, we have a guest.
Yeah, we have a cat.
Where the hell did that come from?
I don't know.
Outside, I guess.
We want to bring her home.
No,
What?
I'm actually allergic to cats.
Oh Jesus!
I mean, it's not a big deal because it takes quite a bit of fur to actually make me.
You sure that's not your cat?
My cat is in the house.
Well, don't let it find out you're cheating on it.
So for story, do you have any final thoughts of the movie? Any?
I mean, like I said, like I really like this one compared to the last one. Um, like I was curious to see how it ended because I felt like you see the revenge plot towards like the second half of the movie, and I thought it was like really good. I felt like he got what like I feel like they got what they wanted out of it.
Mhm.
There was just one thing I questioned, which was I could have sworn it was like a neck shot, one of those slashes, but I guess it wasn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because to me, like it just looked like he got hit in the head or the neck or something.
Now, without giving it away, because it's not my review or anything, what did you think of the very final scene? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, good. What did you? Wait, either of you. What did you guys think?
Okay, Derek.
I was really impressed that they were able to play the cello that way.
I thought it was pretty awesome.
That had to take a lot of practice if they legitimately played it that way.
For a moment, I was like, "The hell is this?" And then as I started focusing on what was going on, I'm like, "Holy moly! I mean, that's freaking awesome!"
Yeah, I dug it because it had a sort of old school B movie, low budget sort of twist feel to it, or almost a Twilight Zone, Black Mirror esque twist, or something like just without going away. Obviously, I just at first I was like, huh, that was kind of. No, I really liked that. I was like, that is like you don't see that in sort of mainstream, and I'm not saying it's a big budget, but it's not an independent film,
Right.
so you don't see that sort of just like, oh wow. So I dug it. I thought it was great.
I feel like they got their revenge, and then on top of that, that last part was more just like a nephew to the.
Yeah, I thought it was very cool, very cool.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. It was very impressive. I wasn't expecting it, and to me, that was probably one of the best scenes of the movie, in my opinion.
I thought so too.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
So, as far as the story wise, what would you guys give it a rating?
Story wise, I'd give it about a 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah, as far as story, I'd say right around 7. Yeah.
I say it's yeah, so I see it's 7.5 also.
Okay.
What about acting?
Yeah, I'll give that one the 8. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, I'd go as high as 9, and I don't go much higher than that. Like I said earlier, I have a theater degree with concentration in acting. But I thought it was fantastic. So yeah, I'd give them a 9 all day.
And I'd give it a 9.5. I will go the extra half.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just don't go that. I mean, 9.5. I kind of like reserve 9.5 to like the Gary Oldman, Johnny Depps of the world, and then and nobody gets a 10 in my book. That's just how it is. I mean, that's just how I do it. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm just saying how I do it. So.
That's how he does it, people.
Yeah, he's saying you can be perfect, but you ain't getting a 10 from me.
All right, overall, what do you guys give the film? Like overall, like
Overall, I'd give it an 8.
As far as the film, yeah, I'm gonna go 8 as well. Yeah.
I think Ray wants to beat us with his rating.
well, I've gone back and forth on this, and I'm going 8.5, but it's because you have two hot girls in the film, main characters, and not only were they hot, they were good actresses.
Yes, they were.
You know what I mean? A lot of times you see a film, they'll put a hot woman in a film because she's hot and she can't act to save her life.
Yeah.
And it could be just a comedy, a drama. It might be an important film, and they don't care.
They just cast her for the beauty instead of the acting
Two
skills.
beautiful women, and they're great actresses.
Yep.
So I gave it 8.5 for that. I would have given it a 9, except for what the critics said, and I personally believe it, that some of the scenes were just too rushed, and then some scenes were too long. Like I thought that bus scene, was a little too long. Not by a lot, but it was a little too long.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
agree.
Maybe 2 extra minutes over than what it should have been.
it was like because I'm walking like forever. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, come on,
I
what's going
actually,
on?
I'm glad
You
you
know?
brought that up because I was thinking that during the movie too.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
like-
just
like,
like,
that's-
they could have condensed that,
And some
ch-
scenes could have been extended.
Yeah.
Well, when it got to that
Yeah.
part, I thought maybe like that's where the real horror part of the movie was going to come, but it didn't
Yeah.
go that. It never went that route.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, okay. So I kept it at that. Um, I wouldn't watch it again per se, but it's a good movie though. And one thing I want to point out is that Linda Mary says she's all for that about the gay stuff. She said, "My brother was gay, and I also have family and friends who are gay."
nice.
So-
Yes. Like I said, I stand with the LGBTQ community.
So yeah, and we, I think I do. I'm with you. I stand with them too.
Yeah, we all
I
do.
also
I don't want.
have-
I was saying my beliefs just in that, but obviously these guys too.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
well, Derek
of
might
course.
not though.
I
Well,
mean,
my uncle's gay.
Yeah, I mean, I was just, I always just speak for myself. I will never speak for these guys. So I was just making that clear because I didn't want people to get the wrong impression that I was some sort of weird, bigoted sort of guy that doesn't like. I mean, it's 2019. If you're uncomfortable with gay stuff,
and my comment was just to like it was just because it was like a sex scene, so maybe some people just look at those as awkward in general,
Yes.
no matter what it is.
yes, of course.
Well, me personally, I'm from a generation who wasn't and isn't politically correct. So I'm going to say what I want
Yeah,
because
of
it's our
course.
show.
And
I-
it's
If I offend people, I apologize. But personally, I'm for women's rights.
yeah, of
I'm
course.
I'm for gays, lesbians.
Yeah.
But my friends, we all offend each other. That's how we are.
Yeah, and I
Derek,
like,
you suck.
yeah, you both are assholes, but
Yes, we are.
yeah, like I said,
I was done with that remark.
I only speak for myself, and I have no problem with how other people speak. I'll never tell you how to speak or not speak, even if I think it's ignorant. I just want to make it clear so everybody gets the right impression about me. That's all.
What do you care? Who cares?
You know,
I don't think what they want to think.
yeah.
All right, guys. For you guys who watch the show live, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Comment on the video after you watch it and let us know what you think. If there are movies you guys want us to review, comment on this video. Give us some movies you guys want us to review.
Movies, TV shows, anything.
TV shows, you want us to review it, let us know. If there's something you want to talk about, something you want us to talk about, anything in the pop culture, geekdom, anything at all. So,
Oh.
yeah.
I did want to say one thing since you're talking about this. Niantic, the creators of the Pokemon Go game, they did launch a new game this weekend, Thursday or Friday, called Wizarding World Unite. So it's supposed to be a Harry Potter game, but it's like the same concept as Pokemon Go. It's got like the GPS system, so you see stuff. I don't know what you see. I haven't played it, haven't downloaded it. Probably not going to because I feel like Harry Potter should be like a PvP style. I don't think it looks like that. I don't know.
Just real quick question. Did I read that there's more Harry Potter books coming out?
I do remember hearing something about that. I
Okay.
just don't remember if it was going to be more like prequel stuff or sequel stuff now that he's older.
All right. Raymond Luxury Yacht says, review Hannibal, you coward.
The whole series, or
I know. You want the whole series or just
or you want Silence of the Lambs?
like, what do you want here,
or-
Raymond? Be more specific.
Yeah.
And this is towards me. The specific person wants me to watch Hannibal, the TV show.
It's a great show.
Is it on Netflix?
I have no idea.
Oh,
And
check.
she's been on me to watch it for a while, this person. And I keep saying no.
Well, now you have to because
But,
she challenged you live on air.
Yeah, but she's not saying what though. Hannibal does a big wide range.
Yeah.
I'm down for doing Silence. So any of the movies.
But because I think
Or
she said
the
Hannibal,
series,
I'm
I
thinking she
love it.
probably meant the TV show. 'cause
Yeah,
she
I'm-
specifically said
Yeah,
Hannibal.
I'm guessing she means.
How many
the show.
seasons is it?
Uh,
I think
3 or
2.
4, right?
I want to say
Uh,
2 or 3.
Yeah, I
Come on,
believe,
Oh, wait a minute.
I believe there's definitely 3.
Raymond, how many of that series? Raymond's commenting.
I know there's got to be 3. I don't know why. It's like I'm not. I linked to your internet or your Wi-Fi, and it unlinked, but now I don't even get good data here. It's really weird. Nah. Oh, silence.
3 seasons.
Yeah, I knew it was at least 3. Yes. whole series you want. I'm down for it. If these guys, it's not on Netflix, unfortunately.
I thought it said it was.
I just did a search. Silence of the Lambs is, but
Well, I think I might have a way to watch it now.
yes. Oh yeah, you do. Oh yeah, you
It-
do.
It was on NBC, so
Yeah. Um. Yeah, we'll do it in the future.
All right, but Raymond, you got to be on the show with us. You can just comment. And Raymond says that the sound quality is good, by the way. Yeah, Derek
good.
noticed that also. He said, when we're all together, the sound quality is great. We probably beat him up because we're like, don't say nothing, it might screw up. But yeah,
well, it's because we're not really splitting anything. Just
Yeah.
just the mics. That's the only splitter. We're not splitting video. We're not
well,
splitting-
and that's where it gets crazy. Like if people were watching the show last week, not getting into too much ridiculous stuff, but we literally hooked a monitor into the computer, which we've done a million times, so Derek would have his own feed.
and it wouldn't look like I was looking
And
too far off camera.
and all of a sudden we couldn't hear Tom. It didn't make sense.
It makes no sense.
So my guess was something was crossed. Me being a podcaster, if you don't know what a podcast is, that's another story. But basically it's audio with no video essentially.
I was gonna say it's like this,
And-
but literally just audio.
Yeah.
The radio.
They literally if you cross two wires, you can get this horrendous sound. And the only thing I can think of something like that might have happened and just canceled each other out. Maybe I don't know, but weird things happen, and they seem to happen to us all of a sudden. But anyway, I think that's going to be the show for today. Unless you guys have any final comments.
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. Well, everyone live, thank you very much for watching. For Tom, Derek, and myself, have a geeky great day and enjoy the rest of your awesome weekend. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
See you next week.